Hi guys, I'm going to read you a book called The Zach Files, The Boy Who Cried Bigfoot. It's book 19. Let's read. The Zach Files, The Boy Who Cried Bigfoot by Dan Greenberg, illustrated by Jack E. Davis. Chapter 1. Do you believe in monsters? Horrible-looking beasts that are 8 feet tall, creatures that have fangs and claws and glowing red eyes and never brush their teeth? Most people think monsters don't exist. Most people are wrong. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I should tell you who I am and all the junk. My name is Zach, I'm 10 and a half, and I go to the Horsehide West School for Boys, that's in New York City. My parents are divorced, but that was a long time ago. The thing I wanted to tell you about started right after school ended for the summer. I had been working on Dad for some time about letting me go to sleep-away camp. My best friend Spencer was going to Camp When I Wanna Get a Wedgie for 4 weeks. I wanted to go too. Dad said he was afraid I miss him too much. If you want to know the truth, I think he was afraid of missing me. But in the end, he gave in. When I Wanna Get a Wedgie, here I come. Camp When I Wanna Get a Wedgie was in New York State, way off near Canada. To get there, you had to travel on a bus for about 100 hours. Early one morning in June, Dad drove me to the place where the camp buses to park. It was a mess. It was so crowded you couldn't think. I didn't see Spencer, but I saw tons of other kids with their parents and their duffel bags. There were girls there too. Camp When I Wanna Get a Wedgie has a girls' side right next to the boys' side. I saw 2 girls who live in my dad's building, Madeline and Adrian Anuka. Ankuda, sorry. They mostly ignore me when they see me in the elevator. They're both older than me. Adrian is 11 and Madeline's 12. And Adrian is a little taller than me and has a brown hair. Madeleine is a lot taller and has a blonde hair. They both act like I'm about 5 years old. Still, Dad saw them and made me say hello. Hello, I said. They turned. Whoa, said Adrian. Like, look who's going to camp with us. No way, said Madeleine. She didn't seem too thrilled about it. Well, at least he'll be in, like, the little kids section, she said. They both walked off because some guy with a whistle was blowing it and saying it was time to go. Well, Zach, said Dad, this is a big step for you. Uh-oh, Dad was starting to get all the teary-eyed on me. But you're going to get all teared-eyed. Oh, sorry. But you're going to have a wonderful time. I just know it. Promise me you'll write often. I promised I would. I managed to unhug myself from Dad and say goodbye. Then finally I spotted Spencer getting on one of the buses. I climbed on the same bus and squeezed in next to him. We were off. The worst thing about the bus ride was discovering Vernon Montefiore was on the bus with us. Vernon is this kid from school who's a real pain. I thought I was rid of him until September. He brought all kinds of candy on board the bus and stuffed himself. Then he barfed all over the place. It was an awful sight, but not as awful as what I'd soon be seeing at Camp When I Wanna Get a Wedgie. Chapter 2. Camp When I Wanna Get a Wedgie is in the middle of a forest of pine trees at the edge of Lake Ichigumi. Ichigumi. The buses pulled up just as the sun was about to set. The big orange bowl was ready to plop right into the lake. I had to admit it was a pretty cool sight. Our counselors met us at the buses. Camp 101 to get a wedgie tries to pretend it's a Native American camp, so the cabins are called teepees and the counselors called chiefs. That's not politically correct, said Vernon. What do you mean? I said. Calling cabins teepees and counselors chiefs. Oh, lighten up, Vernon, I said. I was praying Spencer and I were in the same teepee as Vernon, but no luck. We were all in teepee number 6. A tan guy walked up to us. He held a clipboard and there was a whistle around his neck. He wore a Native American headdress with feathers. Welcome, braves, he said. I'm a Chief Marvin Wigrowski, leader of TP number 6. As soon as we get your bags put away, get ready for a cookout in the woods. Is there any poison ivy in the woods? Vernon asked. I'm very allergic to poison ivy. I have to take my special pills if there's any poison ivy within a 2-mile radius, even if I don't touch it. No poison ivy, said Chief Marvin, but we do have mosquitoes the size of hummingbirds, and rattlesnakes, of course. That cracked me up until I realized Chief Marvin might be serious. The cookout was actually pretty nice. By the time we started, it was completely dark out. You could see fireflies and hear crickets. The campfire crackled and popped. We held long sticks over the fire and toasted hot dogs. We ate baked beans and French fries. We drank watery fruit punch called bug juice. I hear the bug juice is made from real bugs, I whispered a younger kid named Josh Bloom. Pass it on. For dessert, there were s'mores. In case you don't know what s'mores are, here's how you make them. You toast a marshmallow till it's soft and runny. Then you put a square of chocolate on it. The hard marshmallow melts the chocolate. Oh, that sounds so delicious. Then you clamp it between 2 graham crackers. I ate about 70 of them. Oh. After dinner, all the chiefs told spooky stories. The spookiest one was the legend about how a horrible creature lives in the woods of Camp 101 to get a wedgie. It's hairy and about 8 feet tall, said Chief Vinny Mancuso. He was the chief of TB8. It's got claws like a grizzly bear and fangs like saber-toothed tiger, and glowing red eyes. It has a fierce temper and it smells like a garbage dump after a hot spell. What is it? I asked. Nobody knows, said Chief Vinny. Some say it's Bigfoot. Some say it's Sasquatch. Some say it's a Yeti. Some say it's Chief Marvin. Ha ha! Spencer raised his hand. I might not have mentioned it before, but Spencer is really smart. His IQ is around 1,000. Sorry. Excuse me, I have to grab my water. Please wait. Here, I got a cup of my water, and we'll begin. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, said Spencer. They're all the same type of creature. Many people believe this creature is missing link between humans and monkeys. In Tibet, they call it a Yeti. In certain parts of America, they call it Bigfoot. Native Americans call it Sasquatch. Nobody knows if it even exists. Chief Vinny seemed impressed. That's right, Spencer, he said. Thank you for sharing that with us. Has anybody at Camp Wanna Get a Wedgie actually seen one of these creatures? Not anyone who lived to tell about it, said Chief Vinny. What's that supposed to mean? I asked. I can't discuss it, said Chief Vinny. Why not? I asked. It's too horrible, said Chief Vinny. Then the camp director, Chief Herbie Flutie, gave out song sheets, and we all learned the camp song. There were separate parts for Chief Herbie and the campers. First, Chief Herbie sang. We're so glad you came to camp Wanna Get a Wedgie. Where's your meals? Meals will be all cooked by chefs Bartholomew and Reggie. Then the campers sang, When I wanna get a wedgie, when I wanna get a wedgie. We'll eat hamburgers or hot dogs, but we'll never eat a veggie. Then Chief Herbie answered, You can hike or bike or snort. You can swim in Ichigumi. You can water ski or scuba. If you drown, then you sue me. The campers sang, We'll play basketball and baseball. We will skateboard on the jetty. Just be sure we don't get chewed out by a Bigfoot or a Yeti. Then Chief Herbie sang, You can munch a lunch of pizza or baked ham or pickled Bigfoot or pickled pig food. And I hope you don't get nibbled by a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot. Then the campers sang, Yes, we'll spend a super summer like Huck Finn or like Tom Sawyer. But if you're eating, you'll hear from our parents' high-priced lawyer. After the cookout, we all went back to the teepee. Spencer and I were in a bunk bed by the window. I let him have the lower friend, and partly because if a Bigfoot stuck a hairy paw in through the window while we were sleeping, it would be harder for it to reach the upper bunk. When Chief Marvin turned out the lights, we lay in our bunks a long time, trying to sleep. I heard something outside in the woods, something very big, something making noises like an animal in trouble. A Bigfoot? Did you guys just hear something outside? I whispered. They listened. I hear something, said Spencer. Me too. So, a short kid named Casey. Do you think it's a Bigfoot? I doubt that any Bigfoot would come this close to the teepee, said Spencer. Maybe it's a raccoon. Then I smelled a terrible smell. Chief Vinny said, One way you know there's Bigfoot around is by its smell. Do you guys smell something terrible? I asked. Yeah, said Spencer. P.U. I smell it too, said Casey. It's coming from Vernon's bunk. I ate too many beans at dinner, said Vernon, moaning. I must be allergic to beans. Oh, I said, that made me feel a little bit better. The stink was because of Vernon, but who had been making the strange noises outside? Chapter 3. The next day was full of activities. There was swimming, boating, archery, and baseball. Vernon had no excusing him from everything because of his allergies. In the afternoon, there was arts and crafts. That was one of the activities we shared with the girls' side. Madeleine and Adrian, the girls from my dad's building, were making clay pots on the potting wheel. Madeleine missed the wheel and slopped clay all over my sneakers. She and Adrian giggled like crazy. Madeleine said it was an accident, but I wasn't so sure about that. The day went by really fast. After dinner, there was a scavenger hunt all over the camp for boys. Spencer and I went together. Our first stop was the camp theater. We were supposed to find a real bandana. We thought the costume closet was a good place to look. We didn't find any red bandanas, but we found lots of other cool stuff. I found a bearskin rug and I put it around me. Look at me, I'm a grizzly bear, I said. Spencer found some kind of an animal mask. It had long fangs, and crazy-looking eyes. It was pretty spooky. Spencer put it on and made a low growling sound. He's really great at animal sounds. Even though I knew it was Spencer, it gave me creeps. Hey Spencer, I said, you think this would scare anybody? Maybe Vernon, he said. I've got a better idea, I said. Let's go over to the other side of the camp and scare some girls. It would be fun to get back at Madeleine and Adrian for always treating me like such a jerk. Do you know what TV Madeleine and Adrian are in? I asked. I'm pretty sure they're in 18. He said, I saw it in arts and crafts on Squaw Goldstein's clipboard. This sounded like more fun than the scavenger's hunt. So I wrapped myself in the bearskin rug. Spencer put on the animal mask and wrapped himself in an old shag rug. We crept out of the theater. It was already dark out. The moon was almost full, so I could see enough to walk without tripping. A patch of woods stood between the boys' camp and the girls. We made our way to the other side of the woods in about 5 minutes. I don't know what we looked like creeping through the woods in a bearskin, a shag rug, and the mask, but I wouldn't have wanted to meet up with us by surprise. We waited until the girls came back. Spencer and I crept behind TB-18 and peered inside the window. The girls were mostly lying on their bunks, reading or talking. Madeleine and Adrian were on the far side. Spencer smoothed out my bearskin rug. I straightened his mask. Then we stuck our heads in the window while Spencer growled as loudly as he could. Madeleine and Adrian took one look at us and jumped 3 feet in the air. Then they started screaming. Bear! Screamed Adrian. Bigfoot! Screamed Madeleine. Monster! Screamed Adrian and Madeleine together. Other girls joined in. Pretty soon the whole teepee was screaming its lungs out. We were laughing like crazy. We couldn't help it. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard my bearskin slipped off. I think Madeleine saw my face before I dove for cover. Spencer and I ran back through the woods. That was so cool, I said, gasping for breath. That was outstanding, said Spencer. Did you see the looks on their faces? I've never seen anybody so scared, said Spencer. We slowed down to a walk. We were sweating a lot. The forest was very quiet. You could hear crickets and other bug noises. You could smell pine trees and stuff. It smelled nicer than those cardboard stuff. It smelled nicer than those cardboard room fresheners in the shape of a pine tree. When the wind blew, the shadows of the trees made spooky shapes in the moonlight. "Hey, Spencer," I said, "look over there. It's some kind of a cave or something." We walked over to take a look. It was a cave, all right. It had a rind opening about 4 feet across. It stank something awful. But Spencer stuck his head inside anyway. "Wow," said Spencer, holding his nose. "What is it? Take a look." I stuck my head in and looked. There was just enough moonlight to see. Inside the opening was a weird arrangement of junk. Old sneakers, empty graham cracker boxes, rusty old cans of stewed tomatoes, an old tennis racket with no strings. Everything was arranged in a circle. I don't know why, but looking at it gave me the creeps. "What the heck is this?" I whispered. I had to hold my nose too. "I think it's a den of some wild animal or something," said Spencer. "Why do you say that? Look at the stuff is collected," said Spencer. "Look how the stuff is arranged. I think some wild animal doesn't understand what the human stuff is. I think it's trying to figure us out." "When you say wild animal," I whispered, "would you by any chance be thinking field mouse or rabbit?" Spencer took a deep breath. "No, something way bigger than that." "That's what I was afraid of," I said. "So what you're saying is this is the den of a Bigfoot, and he could be coming home any minute now." "That's pretty much what I'm saying," said Spencer. Just then we heard something in the woods, a weird howl, then a snapping and cracking of twigs, as if somebody or something was creeping through the forest. "Something big. I'm out of here," I said. I dropped the bearskin. I tore off through the woods. "Hey, wait for me," called Spencer. He dropped his shag rug and came racing after me. We reached the other side of the woods in about a minute and a half. We hadn't seen the Bigfoot, but we weren't really looking for it. When we got back to the teepee, we told everybody about what we found in the cave. They didn't seem too impressed. I don't think they believed us. Vernon said he was allergic to caves. The next morning at breakfast, Chief Marvin came up to me and Spencer in the dining hall. He looked really upset. "You guys are in big trouble," he said. "Oh, hadn't I say you yet? I'm going to be chapter 4 today. Okay? "What's wrong?" I said, but I already know. Did you and Spencer dress up as Bigfoot last night and threaten the girls of TB18? Asked Chief Marvin. "Well, not exactly, sir," I said. "Not exactly?" he answered. What does not exactly mean?" "Well, sir, I myself was dressed as a grizzly bear," I said. "I don't remember how Spencer was dressed." "Chief Herbie has called a private powwow to settle this," said Chief Marvin. "Come to Chief Herbie's office right after breakfast." I was pretty scared. I guess it's stupid to be scared of anybody named Chief Herbie's flutie, but it was. Spencer didn't seem quite as worried as I was. "Hey, what's the worst they could do to make us watch the whole camp's dinner dishes for a week or anything, right? So why worry?" The private powwow was pretty short. Chief Herbie told us our punishment. Chief and I would have to wash the whole camp's dinner dishes for a week. That night, right after dinner, we started. I don't think I'm going to like this, says Spencer. Me neither, I said. We began washing around 7 p.m. It was nearly midnight before we finished our last dish. Spencer and I were exhausted. We could barely take off our rubber gloves and our rubber aprons and our rubber boots. We dragged ourselves outside. It was another moonlit night. It was so bright it looked almost like daylight. From somewhere came an eerie cry. It sounded like a crazy person laughing. It sent shivers down my back. Spencer, what is that? I whispered. A loon, says Spencer. Are loons dangerous? As dangerous as ducks, says Spencer. Are you afraid of ducks? Not that much, I said. I walked into the woods that separated the main buildings from our teepee. The trees swaying in the breeze cast weird shadows in the moonlight. It made me pretty nervous. Probably because I was so tired from washing dishes. We dragged ourselves through the woods. And then I heard something, a low growl. Spencer, did you growl just now? I asked. Just now? Yeah, I don't think so, he answered. We continued walking. Then I smelled a terrible smell. Spencer, did you make a terrible smell just now? I asked. Just now? Yeah, I don't think so, he answered. I heard something behind us. The cracking and snapping of twigs on the ground. As if something big was walking behind us. Spencer, I think we're being followed. I said, let's get the heck out of here. We started running like crazy. Branches of trees whipped us in the face. I was breathing really hard. I was sweating. The faster we ran, the faster the thing behind us ran. It was gaining on us. Just a few more feet, we'd be out of the woods. We ran the last few yards. The last few feet, we were out of the woods. Help! I yelled. Help! Yelled Spencer. We reached the teepee. We tore open the door. We were breathing really hard. It was dark inside the teepee. Everyone was fast asleep. Wake up! I shouted. Bigfoot is outside. The lights came on. Guys were sitting up in bed, yawning and rubbing their eyes. Chief Marvin was pulling on his pants. What's going on? He asked. Bigfoot, I gasped. It chased us back here. It's right outside the teepee. Chief Marvin grabbed a flashlight and ran us out. I thought he was really brave to do that. Maybe Bigfoots didn't eat chiefs. Maybe it was an agreement they had. Zach, Spencer, yelled Chief Marvin. Come out here. Uh-oh, were we going to have to save Chief Marvin from the Bigfoot? Spencer and I peeked out the door. Chief Marvin was standing there poking his flashlight beam all over the place. Spencer and I crept out of the teepee. Do you see any Bigfoots? He asked. I looked around. Not that many, I said. He gave me the flashlight. I poked it around all over the place. No Bigfoots. A bunch of big guys came out of the teepee. Finally, even Vernon came outside. I thought you said there was a Bigfoot out here, said Vernon. Yes, there was. I said, I guess he must have gone home. The boys started laughing. There's nothing out here, said Casey. There never was anything out here. There was though, I said. Hey, Zach, said another boy. You even hear about the boy who cried wolf? So you're the boy who cried Bigfoot. Laughing, they all piled back into the teepee and went back to bed. After a while, Spencer and I followed them. We were both feeling pretty stupid. There was something chasing us, I said to him. I know there was, but how could we prove it? So I'm going to read this part, chapter 1 to chapter 4. So, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel. Bye. See you in the next video. Bye.